Hey there, if you're trying to find the right dog trainer for you and your pup here in Tucker, Georgia, you have definitely come to the right place. We're going to give you a clear, simple path so you can feel really confident about your decision. Okay, so here's a quick look at what we'll cover. First, we'll talk about why local training really matters. Then we'll get into the basics of what makes a good trainer. After that, we'll look at different programs and costs, cover the must-ask questions, and we'll wrap up with some local rules and great resources right here in Tucker. All right, first things first. Why is it so helpful to think about training specifically for your life right here in Tucker? Well, because great training isn't just about sit and stay in your living room, right? It's about getting your dog ready for the real world you both live in. Things like walking calmly past all the activity on Main Street or being well behaved while you're at the Tucker Farmers Market. The goal is having a dog that's a joy to be around wherever you go in town. Okay, so with that in mind, let's talk about some of the basics. This is the stuff you'll want to know so you can feel good about evaluating different professionals. So, one of the biggest things to look for is a trainer who uses positive reinforcement. All this really means is that they use rewards, like a tasty treat, some praise, or a favorite toy, to encourage the behaviors you want to see. It's a method that works by building trust and actually makes learning a fun game for your dog. Now, you might see a bunch of letters like these after a trainer's name. They might look like just a bunch of jargon, but they're actually really helpful. These credentials show that a trainer has met professional standards and is committed to staying up to date on their education. And if you're dealing with more serious issues, something like a CBCCKA certification can be especially important. Next, let's get into the practical side of things. We'll explore the different kinds of training programs you'll find and give you an idea of what you can expect to budget for them. You're basically going to see two main options. Group classes are awesome for getting your dog comfortable around other dogs and people, and for practicing focus when there are distractions. On the other hand, private sessions are perfect for working on specific problems that happen right at home, like jumping on guests or getting leash skills down on your own street. So what does this all cost? This chart gives you a pretty good feel for the typical prices you'll see in the Tucker and Greater DeKalb County area. As you can see, a set of group classes might be a couple $100s, while a more intensive option, like a board and train program, is obviously a much bigger investment. This should give you a good baseline for planning. Okay, so once you've done your research and you have a short list of potential trainers, it's time for the consultation. This is your chance to really interview them and see if it's a good fit. And here are the questions you're going to want to have ready. You definitely want to make sure their training methods are something you're comfortable with. Ask them how they'll tailor the plan specifically to your dog and your life. And, if there are any behavior worries, it's always good to know if they're willing to work with your vet. Asking these questions will help you find that perfect match. Finally, let's talk about being a dog owner right here in Tucker. It's good to know the local rules, and even better to know where you can go to put all that great new training into practice. Here is a simple but really important rule to remember. In any public space in Tucker and all of DeKalb County for that matter, your dog's leash can't be longer than 6 feet. This goes for parks, sidewalks, community events, you name it. And besides the leash law, there are a few other local things to be aware of. A rabies vaccine is required by the state of Georgia, and DeKalb County requires a license for all dogs older than 3 months. Oh, and it's good to know that excessive barking can fall under nuisance laws, which is just one more reason good training is so helpful. So, where can you go to practice? Well, these local spots are fantastic. The Tucker Recreation Center Dog Park is fenced, which makes it a safe place to work on off-leash skills like coming when called. And both Henderson Park and Kelly Kofer Park have lots of open space and walking paths that are perfect for practicing loose leash walking around real-life distractions. So really, when it comes down to it, choosing the right trainer is about so much more than just teaching commands. It's really the first step toward having a more confident dog, a less stressed you, and just an all-around stronger bond between you both. We wish you the absolute best on your training journey, because ultimately, having a well-trained dog just makes your life so much richer. It leads to more enjoyable walks around the neighborhood, calmer visits with friends and family, and a truly wonderful, well-behaved companion for your life here in Tucker.